Welcome back to Out and About. Once again, we return to meet social content creator Creeper Dewani, so let's head over and meet her to find out exactly what she's cooking up this week. Creeper, lovely to be back here with you once again. Thank you very much for having us in your kitchen. Last week's broccoli-based pizza was, quite frankly, phenomenal. I'm excited to know what we're making this week. Tell our viewers exactly what you're going to be making.
Well, welcome to 15-Minute Mom Kitchen. We are going to make a pesto courgette.
Very nice.
So for this, I'm going to use some dark leafy greens, great in phytonutrients. I'm going to use some basil, some cashew nuts, but you can use any nuts. I love cashews.
Very nice.
Some nutritional yeast, great in protein. It's got all 9 amino acids, so this is going to be a vegan dish. I'm going to use some Himalayan salt, olive oil. Pesto doesn't go without some olive oil.
Yeah.
And that's for the sauce. And then for our courgette, we are going to use courgettes.
Very nice.
Now in the middle, I have some cooked spaghetti because I like to mix courgette and spaghetti for the children. So they get half and half rather than having a full bowl of spaghetti.
Music to my ears.
Exactly.
When I've tried to make courgette before, it's been quite hard or quite crunchy, I would say, in consistency. So I like the softening with the noodles there as well. So I'm excited. Let's get started.
Let's get started. One thing that I forgot to mention is I'm going to add a little bit of ginger just to give it that fire spice.
Nice. Great.
Okay. So for the pesto, I'm going to take a high-speed food processor and I'm going to add all my ingredients. So for the leafy greens, I'm going to remove the stem because the stem is quite hard and it doesn't blend as nicely.
Okay.
And it can give that bitter taste as well. So I'm using 3 kale leaves, curly kale.
So the bitterness isn't necessarily from the leaf, it's more from the stem.
From the stem,
right,
yes,
okay.
yes. The stem does give it a bit of a bitter taste. So we're gonna squeeze that down. I'm gonna add a good handful of basil.
Nice.
Again, great. I mean, these herbs are full of nutrition. We often forget that herbs contribute to a plant-based diet. And when we talk about plant-based foods, herbs are plant-based foods.
Right.
We're going to add the raw cashews. These are unsalted. Our salt. Now this is really great because to make the pesto sauce, you just add everything in,
And
blitz it, and it's ready.
Do the rest.
Brilliant.
Okay.
The olive oil. The nutritional yeast. The nutritional yeast is a great substitute for anything cheesy as well. So the traditional pesto takes Parmesan.
Yes.
And nutritional yeast has this benefit of slightly cheesy taste. It gives this nice cheesy type of taste to food. So it's great to substitute for your Parmesan.
It's not something we hear every day, actually. Where can people find that? Is it available in most supermarkets?
It is now, most health shops. You can get them online as well. So now nutritional yeast has become so common because it is such a good source of vegan protein.
Yes.
And it
a really
is
good substitute, I guess, as well.
absolutely, as like I said, they have the 9 essential amino acids. So it's your closest substitute to animal protein.
Great.
Perfect. Now I'm going to add a little cube of ginger because it gives it that fiery taste.
Yes.
And a bit, I guess, Indianized.
Yeah.
And I freeze my ginger into ice cube trays just like this. And then it's super easy because I can just
One measurement there, just
chuck it in.
one cube of it, I
Yep.
guess. Nice. Okay.
It's brilliant. And we're going to add half a cup of plant-based milk. Pesto is really forgiving. So you can add more milk, you can make it liquidy, you can make it more consistent, depending on what you're adding it to. So this is something that you can measure up and test whilst it's blitzing.
So does the almond milk make it slightly thicker in consistency, a little bit more creamier?
It makes it more creamier. Yeah.
Great.
All nuts. In fact, the cashews are going to contribute to its creaminess as well.
Great.
Okay. There we go.
And that's homemade pesto, literally
That's
as easy as
homemade
that.
pesto.
Wow, okay.
At this point, I'd always say try it,
Yeah.
just to make sure the salt is on point. If you want to add some black pepper, if you want to add green chilies, which is fantastic as well, depending on how spicy you like it.
Yeah.
So we're going to move this aside for now. I need a spiralizer for this,
Yeah.
and I need my courgettes. Now you can make as many courgettes as you like, and the pesto sauce is fantastic because it can be stored in the fridge for up to 2 weeks,
Perfect.
and it can be frozen.
Even better.
Even better.
So we're using 2 courgettes here today. Is that normally enough when you're cooking for a family?
Yeah, so I'm cooking for a family of 5, so I'm going to use 2 pretty decent sized courgettes, and of course I've got the brown spaghetti, the whole wheat spaghetti that I'm going to add to it, so it's going to make a really nice hefty wok full of food.
Nice.
So to spiralize this, I'm going to cut off the end. I'm going to keep the stem end for a better grip when I'm spiralizing, and I'm going to take a wok. And this is the trick to make your courgette less soggy, crispy but not too crispy.
Yeah, this is a good tip. I'm taking
Yeah.
notes here.
No oil.
Okay.
Absolutely no oil.
None whatsoever.
None whatsoever.
Wow.
So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna start the heat and I'm gonna keep it on low so that the pan starts heating. And woks are beautiful because the heat is distributed uniformly throughout the sides.
So the question that I'm going to ask you is, if we're not using any oil or anything like that at all, is there a risk that what we're making in the pan is going to stick to the pan then?
Nope. It doesn't. I mean, the pan is great quality in the
Yes.
first place, so it is a non-stick
But that's
wok.
not the only reason why.
But it won't, because we are going to have this on high heat,
Right.
just to get the courgette a little bit brown and not soggy. And then we have our sauce that will be added immediately.
Right, okay.
So it'll be very quick and very
Lovely.
easy. So I've got it heating, and I'm going to spiralize straight in. Okay, so this saves a lot of time.
Yeah.
What I do want to make sure is that you can feel the heat. So if you put your hand there, you'll notice that the heat is coming through. Yeah.
Yes.
So your pan is hot.
Right.
With a hot pan, there's less likeliness of it sticking as well.
Right.
Whilst if the pan is heating, whilst the ingredients are in there,
Then it can
they
stick.
Yeah.
Okay, good tip. So make sure your pan's hot before anything goes in there.
And another really good tip is for a good grip, because I'm using, one of these very little, very space-saving spiralizers.
Okay.
You can get all kinds of crazy spiralizers in
Yeah.
different sizes.
Yeah.
Cheap and cherry, and I grab it with a piece of kitchen cloth.
Extra grip.
Really gives it a good grip, and it just
Straight in.
spiralizes straight in. This is arm work. It's like sharpening.
I was going to say, it's like a giant pencil sharpener.
It is.
But,
It's a giant pencil sharpener.
but I've always wondered actually just how hard or how easy it really is to spiralize something. But this is
Yeah.
simple, really
Super
straightforward.
simple. You can hear it sizzle. And my arm's working.
It's good, yeah.
A little bit of exercise.
Extra benefits to this. It's not just healthy, you're getting a workout with it too.
Yeah, get all the calories in now.
So when that's done for that one courgette, do you tend to kind of just mix it around, get
I
the
will.
even heats around?
Yes, I
Okay.
will. And this is where the cloth is useful for that last bit. So that last bit is
The last few
quite
turns.
tricky, but also no wastage. Grab that, chop it up, stick it inside.
Very nice. Okay, so we've got 2 courgettes spiralized.
Yes. I'm gonna add in the spaghetti. I'm using whole wheat. These are small, simple changes that can really contribute to an increase in fiber in
Right.
children. Fiber is one of the most important things for the gut. Our gut microbes feed on fiber and only on fiber. So if you can do small swaps like this, brown for, instead of white pasta, go for brown, go for brown rice instead of white rice. There's just that little extra
Changes.
fiber that you can get in to the children especially.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And the last step is add in your pesto. Okay, we're ready for this.
But yeah, and you can see it straight away there, that really kind of thicker, slightly creamy texture there.
Yeah. And I've
which is
increased the
just
heat
amazing.
now because everything here is going to mix and cook with the high heat so that you're not overcooking it. We don't need to overcook it, we just want to heat it.
Yeah, okay.
Time to serve.
Very nice. Like you were saying before, the pesto really was probably the only thing that you needed to do a few stages to, I guess,
Yeah.
whereas this was just really nice and straightforward.
And the flavor is all in the pesto.
Nice.
Nice hot bowl of pasta, always comfort food.
Yeah. But also, I guess if you've had busy day at work, you know, kids have come home from school and you need something that's nutritious, healthy, but quick and easy to make,
Very much.
this is obviously going to do the job.
And there you are.
Your healthy, little bit of pasta, pesto, courgette. Thank you very much, Creeper, and of course we look forward to having you back on again next week. That's all we've got time for in this week's show, but we'll be back on your screens again next weekend. So until then, have a wonderful week, take care, bye-bye.